Hey, it's Bruce Feldman. Pleased to be joined this week by Dorian Thompson-Robinson, UCLA star quarterback. Dorian, thanks for joining us today.
No, thanks for having me.
All right, so I feel like we've done this a lot because I feel like I've known you since back the Elite 11 days, but you have had an interesting path because I feel like your career has really kind of coincided, probably not so coincidentally with this program's rise. What has it been like for you to look back and see where you guys were when you first got here as Chip Kelly's program was just taken off to where you are now as people are thinking you are a legit playoff contender?
Yeah, for sure. I think in my eyes, it's been a blessing just to look at where we were, where we started at, and all the hardships we went through, and to finally pull through and out of that, and come to where we are now, and to be the team we are now, and all the things that have gone on into that. I think it's made it really special. So.
Talking to one of your teammates, John Gaines, earlier in the year, I think one of the things he said that he thought really brought you guys together was in the hardships of the pandemic, you guys really got a lot closer. Did you see that kind of way as how kind of a bonding and maybe the culture of this program really was able to really get set?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the biggest change we made this off season was our overall habits on a day-to-day basis, a week-to-week basis, and what Coach Kelly calls a battle rhythm, making sure we're sticking to a constant routine and being consistent that way. So.
How has your relationship with him kind of grown? I know from talking to him, certainly back to last year, he would talk about how you were the toughest guy on the team, and I think there was an admiration there. How would you guys say you've kind of grown from the time you've been there?
Yeah, I've grown with Coach Kelly just like I've grown with my teammates, just like I've grown with this program and grown with myself. It's a constant build every day. We learn something new about each other every day, and always trying to build on each other and one up one another so we can continue to build that way. And nothing's ever good enough. So we both understand that, and we both love that about each other, and it's what makes this relationship really fun.
Does he ever say anything to you about the hurdling? Because we've seen it a lot now.
Actually, he does not. He does not. Neither does Coach Gundy. They kind of let me be, and then let that part of my game speak for itself.
So last year, the game that stood out to me the most when you've done it was the USC game. You did a couple of signing the autograph that was kind of impromptu at the in the end zone, but the hurdling, it was just like, when was the first time you actually tried it in a game?
Ooh, I think that reverts back to high school, back at Bishop Gorman days, and playing receiver and getting out there with my boys and just having fun. So I think I first tried it in high school, I want to say.
Did it look as smooth as it's looking now in the powder blue and gold?
Definitely not. Definitely not. I for sure was definitely scared going into those. And so I think when I first did it, I did clear the dude, but I also got down to the ground as soon as possible because I didn't want anybody to touch me. So.
Do you think it's a little bit of a weapon for you now that people know they know it may be coming? They don't want to get posterized or whatever people are calling this now when it happens?
Yeah, for sure. I think I can use it as an advantage. It probably slows a defender down when thinking twice about trying to tackle me or how they're going to tackle me. I think I can use it as an advantage going forward for sure.
When you guys had that Friday night, there's a big game against Washington. They were undefeated. You guys were undefeated. I felt like you did four pretty wow things. And I'm not sure I don't know if any of them were passes. It was, you had a hurdle, you had that, sidestep at the goal line where you had two guys, you felt bad for them. But I thought the most amazing play was you broke up what could have been an interception with a D lineman, and who knows how the game may change if that happens. What was your favorite one in that game?
Yeah, for sure. You just said it. The pass breakup, the almost INT. That for sure was one of my favorite plays going on this whole year, really. Just me going back to being a football player, just having fun out there on the field, and really, being in the game for sure.
I know that, USC is not far away. I'm in terms of proximity. Obviously, the game isn't here till the 19th, but they have gotten a lot of attention. People talk a lot about Caleb. They talk a lot about Lincoln Riley. How do you handle that when you're in the same city and you guys were better last year than them, you blew them out, and yet they get a lot of the attention?
Yeah, I think the way you handling it is by not doing it and not putting any attention to it. I think we're so focused on ourselves and what we got going on internally that all the outside noise isn't really affecting us. We're locked in on a day-to-day basis. Like I said, we're focused on our habits and trying to build and improve each and every day. So I think that's where we're at and where we're going moving forward. So
People can talk about not trying to do too much, especially as a younger quarterback. Like, what was the lesson you took from it where you can maybe say those things, but it's hard to do it when the ball is snapped and you're out there and you definitely have, athletic ability to do some crazy stuff where you gotta kind of balance it. Like, how did you learn to balance it?
yeah, I think, and I'm trying to teach our freshman quarterback Justin Martin this right now. It really does take reps, and you really do need the experience. And for him, it's going to be getting it in practice right now and getting those reps. For me, it was my freshman and sophomore, and my third year going into it, of just getting those repeated reps, taking the licks, taking the shots, taking risk at times, and sometimes it works out really well, and sometimes it doesn't. But now I know how to balance those things because I've went through all of it and experienced all of it. And now I'm able to use that experience going forward.
What's been the best advice somebody's given you maybe in the last year or two?
Ooh, don't complain about how much is on your plate when the goal is to eat, for sure.
Who came up with that?
I think I've seen it actually because I watch a lot of YouTube videos, motivational stuff, and I think I've seen it on Deion Sanders' page somewhere, whether it was his Instagram or YouTube or something. So
But this day and age, it's almost like you want to have a lot on your plate anyway, right? You'd rather
exactly,
have it not. So I guess,
exactly.
um, has the NIL world changed much for you this season?
No, not really. Obviously, still getting deals here and there, but my priority and focus is on football. I have an agent. I have a mother that manages me very well and keeps track of everything for me. So, like I said, they take a lot off my plate, so I can just be a football player and a student and a regular college kid. And so, but as of right now, it's still smooth sailing and just like how it was when it first started.
When you guys play this weekend, you play Arizona. Interesting. Jed Fish, I think you committed to him, right? Back a long, long time ago when he was the OC at UCLA, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, I did.
What was the relationship like then? And I know it's just another opponent, but you know a lot of guys on that staff.
Yeah, for sure. Um, me and Coach Fisher's relationship is awesome. Obviously, he recruited me out of high school when he was over at Michigan and when he switched over to UCLA. Those are my top two schools, primarily because of him and what he was doing. And so me and him have a really good relationship. He has a really great relationship with my mother and the rest of my family just through recruiting. We've kept up in contact in the past and stuff like that. And I'll for sure say what's up to him come Saturday. So
Let me ask you, how would you define success for yourself this season?
yeah, that's I don't want to put a mark on anything or put a ceiling or a cap on anything, but obviously for me, I want to walk out of here a champion. I want to walk out of here with this team being known as champions and a different perspective on this team and the brand around UCLA football. That's kind of where I want to go with this and change that motive and the standard that we've set with my freshman class as well. All the guys that have been on the team for years and try to just change the standard around this place.
Does it feel like it's Pac-12 title or bust in your head a little bit?
Like I said, I don't want to put any expectations or caps on anything because who knows where our ceiling's at right now with the way we're rolling. But yeah, I do think we're definitely a contender for sure.
All right, Dorian, it's great to have you on and see what you guys have. You guys have entertained. You have entertained a lot of fans here in the Pac-12 with some. I think even if they're not UCLA fans, I think they end up watching and they never know what's coming from you, which is a pretty cool legacy to have as a quarterback.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it for sure.
All right, best of luck this weekend and the rest of the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Go Bruins.